Look at all this junk behind us. We are in a hoarded house right now, all hoarded up. Only whores hoard, right? So that's how you gotta remember it if you don't want to hoard anymore, because hoarding is more than just keeping a bunch of junk around. Like all this junk in the back here. Look at all that junk. If we take a better look, there it is. Now you can see me in my full glory of all the junk I've been trying to hide from all of you in the back. You know, I'm surprised that there's no mice in the back there. There should be, but you know, maybe we can digitally add them. But anyway, going back to my blurry hoard. So, hoarding is more than just keeping a bunch of junk around. There's a lot more to it than just that. Sure, it can be about keeping a lot of junk, as you can see here behind me, around the home. But it's far more. Usually it is a coping mechanism. All these things to someone may have sentimental value to them. It may remind them of memories that they had with a friend, a spouse, a family member, someone else that has perhaps passed away that is very close to them, their own parents, something along those lines. It could be that it is a breakup. They have broken up from someone, and it is so devastating for them. So then this is their coping mechanism. Or it could be related to some sort of childhood issue that they have, childhood trauma that they have endured that has not allowed them to properly heal and let go. So they hoard and they grasp on and keep a lot of stuff. And as a result, you end up like this, keeping a bunch of stuff that is literally, I don't know if we can analyze this and look at this and see the type of stuff that they have, but it's usually going to be things that just don't make much sense. They're usually things that are not of any meaningful value whatsoever. It could be food even, leftover food, a whole bunch of stuff. If trauma has occurred, hoarding can help with the depression that someone has. That is why they keep all of the memories. They keep all of this hoard within their home to help them cope with some sort of traumatic incident. As an example, let's just use an example, like perhaps there is a dead spouse or a family member or parents or something along those lines. Perhaps this person orders food and they've not been able to let go of their significant other who has passed away. So they order themselves food and they order something for their significant other that is no longer around. And they place it there, say, okay, that is for them, and they will never touch it, and it just sits there and just rots away. It's a very sad thing when we really drill down into it. They may even talk to this non-existent person. They may have some troubles moving on. And when we look at it, a lot of this has to do with the inability to move on. That is where a lot of the hoard comes from. They keep a lot of the hoard because they cannot let go. It's an inner reflection of their own mind. They're not able to let go of anything up here or in their surroundings, things around them. So they keep it all. But let's talk about other forms of hoarding as well, because it's not just physical. No, it's not just physical here. It could be also digital hoarding, where a person is hoarding everything on their computer, on their phone, saving everything to the point where it's so much stuff that there's no feasible way to organize it in a reasonable amount of time. And we're talking beyond just keeping photos of things. That could certainly be part of it. Maybe like every single photo that they end up keeping, or every single message, or whatever else. They end up keeping every single thing. And it ends up creating a digital clutter. Maybe the person's desktop is loaded with so much stuff that they can't even find anything on their computer. There's no organization whatsoever. And much like the digital hoarding here, it is a little bit different because not everyone is the greatest at keeping things organized or in a proper place. The problem is that it just starts to get a little bit out of control, and we have to look at what the reasons are that someone is doing that. Some of the reasons could be that it's maybe they're savoring every picture of someone that is meaningful to them, or saving every chat message just in case it goes away, or just a variety of other stuff that they end up holding on to. And of course, if you keep those things organized, it's not a problem to have a massive amount of information as long as you have space to keep it. Much like a lot of this stuff here. This is just stuff that is very unorganized, as you can see. If the person were to organize it and throw away the things that are not meaningful, then they could have something for their significant other who has passed away, or whatever else, the reason it is that they're hoarding and holding on to stuff. They could have a nice little collection of things that are well placed in an organization. And it's the same thing with the digital as well. But if we take a look at some of the digital hoarding, again, if we're looking at something that someone that you're close to has passed away, your significant other, maybe you're broken up, or whatever the case is, people will go back to those memories. They will relive them again. They will look at the images, they will remember the times, and then it will just bring them so much sadness all over again because they're not able to let go. They're not able to see the situation that had happened and is done, and they're not able to move on from that situation. Because ultimately what both physical and digital hoarding comes down to is what's up here. You're hoarding memories of something. You're keeping a hold onto something that is never going to be a thing again. You're not able to move on from that mentally. And because you're not able to do that, you're not able to even see that or comprehend it, it begins to manifest in your physical reality, or on your phone, or on your computer, or wherever it else is that you store media and documents and pictures or things like this behind me. Whatever the case is, holding on to those things. So these are just things to be mindful of when it comes to what hoarding actually is. And in our next segment, we're going to talk about how you can truly let go of the things that are no longer serving you, things from the past, how to let go of the past and stop hoarding and holding on to these memories and things that are no longer serving you and only bringing you down.